Okay. Hi everyone, Gina Madatut Mtembi here, and
Tata Telu.
so today we're going to discuss the adapting and relocating to the different cities. Well, we're in the same city, but they're now locating into actual cities that we have to be that we have to be in.
Stay in.
Yes, that we have to stay
Live
in and start working. So, yeah, should I start? You gonna start?
You can start.
I don't actually remember what I did. Okay, so for me, I think the first process was to find an apartment, which I started doing more or less before I left home. And then during my training, I basically concluded it because the person was in a rush. Here, the landlords are in a rush. When you approach them the first time, you must come with a straight story and you must let them know for Geko. Are you really keen and interested like that to a point where you might move in? Don't take them there and there. So I got a landlord. Luckily, it was the same person who my friend used, and my friend was living in that person's accommodation, if I can put it that way. And she went and she viewed the place for me because it was in the same apartment complex. It was more like a villa, the first apartment I lived in. It was more of a villa, and then it has rooms that are sort of like apartments, but apartments that are big.
Commune.
Yeah, it was like a commune, but you have your own bathroom, your own bedroom, your own kitchen, your own living room. Like it's your own mini apartment. And I didn't really, honestly, I did not like that place because I did not like the neighborhood. It was not for me. And I'm not a snake person, so I heard there's a lot of snakes. So that made me very uncomfortable. And there was always geckos and lizards and like there's lizards and geckos here now. Maramo. It was on another level I couldn't take. It made me, I don't like how uneasy I was at that place. Aside from the snakes, and from day one, before I even heard about the snakes, I was already very uneasy. I don't know why. I just could not adapt to the place. So I had the current apartment that I live in, I had it as a option, it's probably option 3 or 4 because I had 3 other options. But now I'd already paid for the villa. So I had to move into the villa just so I can get out of the hotel that I was put in first. Yes, so I paid 14 mil towards that villa for deposit and rent. And then because I only stayed there literally for like a week, if not less, the landlord just only decreased what I owed him for those few days and gave me the rest of the 12 million back.
Oh, because you complained about
what you were getting. I said something else to him, but we're not gonna get into that. But
and the last time I was the one that's a bad person when I want my money back. Like, Tapa, you can't do that.
I just felt bad because I didn't want him to think that I have a problem with his apartment. His apartment was good, shame. I liked it. It was cute. It was spacious for me. It was fine. I just did not like the story. And another thing that was a main factor. It is too far from my workplace. The amount of money I would use for a cab just to come, I think per day I'd probably use like 100K. It was way too far. Yeah, it was way too far. So that was one of the biggest factors. I didn't realize it was that far. Because obviously on the internet when you check, you're like, no, 50 minutes away. You're like, that's nothing. And then you actually get you, and 50 minutes becomes 25 minutes. And you're like, okay, no, that's a bit too far. So that was another main reason why I had to relocate and come a bit closer. So now, luckily, I didn't lose that much money. I lost like a good 2 million.
2 million, yeah.
So it wasn't that much. And then I used that money for rent and deposit here. And yeah, so here's like 15 minutes away with walking and literally 3 minutes away with a bike. So I'm good. And we have a shuttle, even though our shuttle's taking now.
Taking.
So that's me.
Right. Alright, it was me. Hi guys, hi.
Guys, he has glasses. Doesn't he look cute? Okay.
Alright. I am partially blind, so I had to get glasses.
You look so good.
Thank you, friend. Thank you. Alright, can't remember what happened. Alright, came here. Hey, I moved a lot.
You did actually.
I moved a lot. Okay, after the induction, after the week of induction, I stayed at at hostel. I stayed there. I paid them. Actually, I didn't pay them. Oh, you know what happened? They said they fully booked for this other weekend. And then I had to move out. And I told them, but then I want to extend. They said, no, it's fully booked. Like, but then I'm here now. They didn't buy the story of you here now. They don't use our policy in South Africa. If you're there and then you want to extend, you're the first preference because you are there. So I spoke to them. I told them, so are you guys gonna kick me out when you don't even know the person who booked who's coming in, maybe from Germany or whatever, has landed in the country as Then they said yes. So they use their own discretion and all that. So I have to move out. Then I moved to Saigon Hostel. It's like literally about 800 meters away from that one. And when I was there, I met a lot of people there. They had a sky bar. So, and everybody, like everyone who stays in a hostel is like is a foreigner. And they came to explore, like they are mostly tourists. I was the only one who's like
hostel. How's that?
It's a different vibe. But then I'd say I miss the hostel life, because you meet a lot of people, and then the conversations are amazing. And when you have your own apartment, then you have your own space, but then you don't converse as much, in which you actually need to converse with people for your sanity in a way. So I'd say I miss that. So I stayed there for 2 nights. 2 nights, 3 days. I left my bags at Toy. They were kind enough. They said, no, you can leave your things here.
Oh, that is nice of them. How fine and shame.
You can leave your things here. If you want to change clothes, you can still come back. You can take a shower here.
Because my eye.
So I can take a shower at Toy, and I can leave my bags there. But then I can't sleep there for the 2 nights, for the weekend. So I stayed at Saigon Hostel. It was quite cool.
Why did you take your bags with it to Saigon Hostel?
No, remember I had this big bag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had a big bag. I took like small bags. I took my laptop bag and I took my carry-on bag or whatever. And then I was there for 2 days. Something's in your eye.
No, nothing's in my eye. It's just like I don't know what's happening.
Maybe it's
can't even keep it up, like open.
You also want glasses. Maybe you want to look as cute as me. Alright, moving on. And then after that, I started looking for an apartment. I got one in District 7 or so, but then they were overcharging me. I found that out while I was asking other people how much they're paying, so that agent wanted to rip me off 2 million. So I didn't take that apartment, and then eventually I found one which is here, and yeah, it's quite cool. They wanted 2 months deposit, but then I said there's no way that I'm gonna pay 2 months deposit. Not gonna happen. So I paid 1 month deposit and the rent, and then yeah, it's been smooth sailing. I'd say with apartments here, if you're looking up for an apartment, you can actually get an apartment the same day and actually move in.
Yeah.
Literally the same day, because what they want is money.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about here.
Yeah.
Because today,
as long as you have the money, you can move in.
Unless if you like me, like now, I probably would have moved in on the day that I said yes, but I wanted her to clean first and it was late, so I was like, can you just clean it first, because it was dusty.
Yeah.
I was like, just remove that, and then the next day I'll move in. But if it wasn't for that, if I was like, I know it's fine, I'll clean it myself. That's the nice thing.
You just reminded me of something. I saw my apartment. I was like, okay, I like the apartment. Okay, so when are you moving in? Then I am thinking, damn, I don't have the money ready yet. The money is in a foreign account. A foreign account as in a foreign account from South African bank. So I had to move that money to my South African bank. Then from my South African bank, then I can have access to it here. So move it from South African bank to a local bank in Vietnam, then go to the ATM and withdraw that money. So I couldn't. That process. It took me about 5 days or so.
Well, couldn't you just use your ATM, your bank card, and just withdraw money?
Oh, my bank card can only it can only withdraw 2 million at a go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah? And then 2 million at a go, it charges me 70 rand for every transaction.
That's better. That other bank with the tree. I would say their names, but if you know it, that other bank with a logo, yes, Spade, that is blue, that currently changed their logo.
Yeah.
That one they charge. They don't play.
How much did they charge you per transaction?
I wasn't sure, but I think it was over. It was probably. It's just that I wouldn't see the transaction fee, but it wasn't that much. I don't think it was that much. But if you do the mistake of putting in the card name and then maybe a mistake, or even if it's a matter of you read something on the screen and it's like, okay, no, cancel the transaction, let me try it again.
Yeah.
At least wait a good 5 to 10 minutes, because if you do it a minute after, the money that will go out right now, I have to go report fraud, because like 2 times, like 2,100 or something like that, both times. And it's not money that I withdrew. It's not money that I have physically on me. It was charges. So I went to the ATM of the bank that I try to withdraw money from. It's like right here. And they said it's not their fault. It's charges from your bank, from back home. My mom went, inquired for me, and they were like, it's not even on her statement. So that's why I have to go report it as fraud. I was like, how, guys? I saw it charge me. I was like, fraud, how is it not in my statement? They're like, those transactions are not even on the statement. It just says you went and you withdrew money. I'm like, I didn't. Nothing came out. Because I canceled the transaction because something was happening. So because of that, it charged me the fact that that's when it happened the second time, that's when I realized you need to give it time before you use again. So wait a good 5 to 10 minutes before you.
Or actually don't withdraw.
Or don't withdraw. If the first time you don't manage.
Just swipe.
If the first time you don't manage, just don't do it again. You'll do it the next day. And but now at that time I had to pay my landlord, so I was like, let me just give you cash because I can't do transactions. It's gonna,
Yeah, but then with that 70 rand, when I actually picked up the People's Bank, it's charging me. Yeah, a lot of People's Bank. Those ones that don't wanna stand in the queue. The ones who don't mind standing in the queue. Yeah, that's the bank. When I realized I was over 500 and something on bank charges, withdrawing 2 million, because I thought it doesn't charge me. Only to go to my statement and then look at my statement, and then I was like, yay.
Yeah.
But then, funny enough, if I transfer a whole amount, like maybe let's say I want 10,000 rand, and then I transfer it to HSBC here, right? And I'd say immediate payment. It'll charge me the normal 750.
But I get it. I mean, it's international fees, so I prefer that bank than the blue bank.
Yeah, it's much better. The only thing I don't do anymore is withdraw with that bank. I'd rather swipe anything that I want. I swipe with it, and then if I actually need cash, I'd have to use money that I have here, or I'd pay somebody. I'd say, okay, give me this much, and then I'll transfer you the difference.
I think with that, with the People's Bank, if you have to withdraw a bulk amount, don't use that card. Try to find someone to help. But if it's like, if you really just okay with that 2 million, like, I know I just need money to have cash on me, like that 2 million, then withdraw that one time, because you know you're going to be charged 70 rand that one time.
Yeah.
And then, but aside from that, every day, or like if you need 10 million and now you're going to...
No.
2, 4, 5 times you want to be busy.
No. Can't. Yeah, but then everything was cool. Oh, and then in terms of commuting here, on my second day, my first day I used a car to commute and then to move around, and then on my second day I went on a bike, and those drivers, they drive crap, and I had to buy my own bike so that I can commute. I was like, I'm not gonna put my life at risk.
Thing is, what we think is crap is professionalism to them. Normal, basic professionalism.
Yeah.
Because I've avoided accidents by the grace of God.
Yeah, like these guys here, they don't know how to drive.
They really don't.
They don't know how to drive. Like if they see a small gap and you think, okay, he's gonna hit the brakes, no, he's going for that small gap. He's gonna if they see a small gap.
He approached a car and I was like, is this guy approaching the car to give us an accident better on purpose? And then he braked right like this much, and then he went around it. I was like, this gent, are you mad? I'm a big girl. How do you know this bike was gonna stop? What if my weight pushes towards the car?
So I was like, nope. Then I bought my first bike, and after moving from Ho Chi Minh, because I was still based in Ho Chi Minh, I still had to commute. So my bike was a little bit of an old girl, so I was like, okay, I can't survive. I can't survive. This bike won't survive the commuting every day. So then I had to buy another one. And then,
when the money make.
So no, it's for work purposes. I really needed a bike because otherwise one day I was gonna strangle the driver. I'm a very impatient person when it comes to life. If a person puts my life in danger, I would tell him something like, you don't drive like that, and then there's a language barrier, they don't speak English, so at the end of the day I would strangle one of them. So that's why. So I just had to have my own bike.
And they don't really like confrontation here, but if it does go that far, it's not really a good idea.
So commuting and accommodations.
Adapting to the place.
Adapting to the place.
We still adapt. So honestly, for me, I'd say I'm still adapting. It's a journey. It's a journey. But anyway, I think that's all we have for the day.
Yeah, that's all we have for this video. Hey, the last video, it ran out of, I don't know what happened. But then please subscribe to our channel and like it so that it can help anybody who is moving to Vietnam and would like to know what happens here. But otherwise, cheers. Thank you for watching.